Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is O'Neil Bronson. We are back with another video for CFX, and in this video we are going to be looking at a strategic man that has such strong influence in society. And he's a businessman, an entrepreneur. He's a multi-billionaire. He's been on many talk shows around the world sharing his success. He's also the chairman and CEO of Athlone Group. He is no other than Jojar Dhinsa. Now, I'm excited about this because he just joined CFX. And the question a lot of you guys are probably is like, how and why? So with no further ado, we're going to hear exactly why. Let's get straight into the video.
All of us, Brian, have a skill set. And I mean, I don't care who you are. Yeah. Every single person has what I called a little gem of skill. They just need to find it. And I'm very good at finding out what your skill set is. Even a homeless person who's got nothing, Brian, I'll find a little gem, what he or she is good at, and I'll expand that. And for me, the joy I get is that when you look back 3, 4, 5 months' time, you think, do you know what? We did that together. And that, for me, is what it's all about.
Yeah, and I mean, that's so true and it's one of the things that I absolutely love about the network marketing industry, because if you take the corporate world, it's competitive, it's dog eat dog. And, if I'm working with you, I don't want you to succeed. Network marketing is cooperative. And the big thing about it is, I often talk about the social spectrum, where that poor guy on the street, if you want to judge it in this manner, is a 1. And somebody like yourself is a 10, or Richard Branson, or whoever you may want to put up there. And, everybody knows if I'm a 5, nobody wants to feel inferior. So they go to a 4, and they go to a 3, go to a 2, and all of a sudden your business is in the gutter. But the big thing the big thing about this industry is, if you take the eclectic skill sets of everybody and that little gem that everybody has, that's what I talk about in the training about putting your boardroom together. With a business here that you can start your academy for $300. Now, if you treat it like a $300 business, guess what? You're not going to get a big result. If you treat it like a $3 billion business and put your boardroom together with your board members with a different eclectic skill sets, and then collectively work at that in a cooperative manner, that's what networking to me is all about. But, your blueprint, it's very easy to say your blueprint now, you're not going to change it because it has worked. And I think that everybody has to tweak and everything along the way. And the failures, if you want to call them failures or experiences, you said you'd had a deal, lost 900 million. For some people, I mean, that's insurmountable to even think of that, because that's at their level. But in a network marketing business, people often panic because, there's bumps along the way, there's things happen, computer systems go down. And I think the funny thing is, if it happens with an ordinary corporate company, they never think anything of it. As soon as it happens with a network marketing business, it's, doom and gloom. And what's your thoughts or experience in that? Because this is new to you. And by the way, you're not a nobody. You've already hit the rank of executive in a few weeks. And that's the one thing about this business. We all start at the same level. And, so just in terms of your advice, having had your experiences at that level, for people starting this business, and they're maybe starting their they are starting their entrepreneurial journey because they've taken that first step to get out of the rat race and the matrix. But a lot of people don't know how to handle those challenges, Jojar. So what would your advice be to people in the business, especially at the beginning, when they encounter these challenges? What mindset, what tips, what would your advice be to the police?
Yeah, no, good question. So I looked at MLM probably nearly 20 years ago when somebody from Amway approached me, and I looked at the proposition, and I just thought, I don't need 10 litres of fairy liquid every single month. I don't need 50 gallons of comfort in my house. And it was just sort of potions and lotions, Brian. We talk about this sometimes, right? So I didn't understand it. I thought MLM looks like a pyramid. Is it a Ponzi scheme? So again, Google wasn't around then. So you ask a few people. I didn't see me fitting into the whole MLM family. And I've been presented probably 50, 55 different MLM opportunities. I've all said no, no, I'm not interested. And how we invest as a company, by the way, so we never invest in anything where somebody approaches us. We always invest because we've got to find the gold. The gold's not, no one's going to knock on your door, Brian, and say, I've got some gold. Would you like it? It doesn't work like that. You've got to go and find that gold. And same with this. When we looked at the different programs that are out there for my 1 million mentoring lives mentoring program, the Billion Step Mindset program, we looked at a couple of things that just didn't make sense. And when we looked at CFX, the academy, the e-learning, which is part of our portfolios that I'm involved with, the e-learning industry, especially now with the whole Corona thing, is worth nearly $365 billion an industry in the next couple of years. So everybody has to, unfortunately, the way the Corona thing is, has to work from home or remotely. And that was a good sign. So I thought, right, I can work like that. When I got involved, about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, there were slight bumps in my journey. The system did go down, and you're right, you panic, because when RBS's system goes down, bank holiday Monday, where no one can withdraw their ATM, people moan, but guess what? It's a brand called RBS or HSBC. When something like CFX goes down, people panic, and I'll be honest with you, I did panic. I rang you about 1,000 times. What's going on? What's going on? Maybe overreacted, which is, for me, it's the right thing to do, because I never worry as an investor in my company, what I invest in, but I never worry as a person, how much money I will make. I worry how much money and reputation I will lose. But as soon as you understand something, you accept it. The key is you have to understand it to accept it. And you have to have an open mind. If I told you the stuff that we've worked in and the countries I've been to, like Libya, where everybody said to me, Joe, don't go there, Gaddafi's going to kill you, or do this to you, do that to you. Nothing happened, because the reason why people say it's a no, don't do it, is because they can't do it. Because they don't want to make the phone calls, and they don't want to work 20 hours a day, because they're lazy. We are a lazy species, right? We like things done for us. So for me, I always question everything, and I always do my due diligence, and I always ask a lot of people, and I've got a pretty decent network around the world, including the States, including South America, including Panama. And as long as I was happy with my due diligence and with my guys that went to the offices of CFX, I'm okay. But I think no business, Brian, no business, I don't care who you are, with leisure industry, oil and gas, financial services, no business is bulletproof. Nothing. It's impossible. Why? Because we're people. One of the things about us is our minds are always changing. You can't control us. So when you have people and a machine and all that data and all that information flying about, there are going to be glitches. Just bear this in mind, that from the year 0 to 2010, all that data, all that information is now produced in 48 hours. All that information is now produced in 48 hours. Are there going to be glitches in the system? Absolutely. Are there going to be bumps in the road? Absolutely. Will you feel annoyed and pissed off? Absolutely. That's normal. You're a human being. If I didn't panic, or if I didn't get the 47 phone calls, that day from my downline, I would worry as well. Yeah. But it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it.
And that's it, as I say, and if someone's not used to it, I mean, the challenges and the bumps in the road, you've had ramps and craters to manipulate. But, when you were doing your due diligence on CFX as a business, obviously you've got the resource to do that. You've been speaking with Waskar, etc., who has very similar values to yourself. So obviously there was an empathy and an alignment there. But can you elaborate a little bit on the sort of, what you felt and how you felt and discovered the due diligence that you did?
So the first thing everybody does, and that includes me, you go online, and I Googled it, and there was a load of stuff about CFX and the fraud alerts and this and that and the other. But then you got to take a step back, and you got to analyze who is saying those things, right? And then you look at the posts and there were people saying, it's a scam, it's this, a Ponzi scheme, and it's a pyramid scheme. And well, surprise, surprise, every organization on the planet is a pyramid, including my own. I sit at the top. I've got a board of directors, management team, HOD, sales guys, sales reps, consultants. So every organization, including royal family, even our British Army, is a pyramid. So that's not an issue. For me, it was all about, the question I asked myself was, is it a Ponzi scheme? And how do I make sure it's not a Ponzi scheme? Because I read the reviews of it's a Ponzi scheme. You don't make money out of Ponzi schemes and yada, yada, yada. So, I looked at the reviews. I gave it internally to my guys to have a look at internally. And then I made a decision to speak to somebody in Panama who's probably one of the richest families in Panama. And I said to Nico, would you mind going to the offices for me and take some pictures and everything? And he went to the RBS Tower in the 9th floor. He met people there. He said, look, just to let you know, they're rebuilding the offices, which is true because no one told me that. I told Wescar that, and then obviously he confirmed it. And he said, look, there are people there hanging about. They're doing refurbishment of the office space, which again is in line with what Wescar's always said. And I then said, fine, thank you very much. We looked at the back end of the system, the CRM system. It looks fine. I don't know how. And here's something really interesting. When I came on this TV, about to say program, about this interview today, I got a lot of criticism to be on this interview. And I must have emailed pretty much every single person. And I spoke to one person who was a very decent guy. Every else that I emailed and that emailed me was, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. And my PA said, listen, tell you what, why don't you talk to Mr. Dhinsa? Oh, no, we don't want to talk to him. We just think it's a scam. That's fine. Why don't you talk to him? And better still, why don't you show me the evidence that you think is a Ponzi scheme? Because obviously, if you say it's a Ponzi scheme, show me. If it is something wrong, I would like to know. Forget about everybody else. Because for me, reputation is very important, as it is for you guys too. But here's the thing. They were talking a great game, Brian, that it is a Ponzi scheme. It is this, it is that. But when I asked for a very simple request, my PA said, listen, thanks for your email. Give us your phone number and give us the evidence. Guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. So that for me was enough. The system for me, and again, my disclaimer is, once again, I don't own the business. I'm not a director. I'm not a shareholder. I'm like you guys out there. The system works. The academy system works. What happens in the future, like any business, even my own, I don't know. But today, as I am going to enroll 1 million people around the world in my mentoring program, we are going to be partnering up with CFX.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand the network marketing industry. And as you rightly said, your own company included, every single structure in every sector is a pyramid. The big difference with our pyramid is it's an inverted pyramid that allows everybody to go to the top. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. If you're motivated like you are, anybody can succeed, and they can succeed above the person who introduced them. And that's one of the things that I love about the industry.
Absolutely.
And the leverage that you can create. So, this obviously ties in nicely with your mentoring program. I think the philanthropy that and the work that you're doing there is going to be phenomenal. It'll have a massive impact on many, many more people. Teaching them to fish and letting them be self-sufficient, and partnering with CFX to do that, I think is going to be fantastic. So, what encouragement would you give? Just finally, billionaire mindset. That's something that most people don't have. They might try and get a billionaire mindset. But what is it that you would what encouragement would you give somebody starting CFX today? Because it's not easy out there, and especially with the current economic and social conditions, people are depressed, mental issues. And I think this is a great way, because the community that we have here, even the online meetings, some of the trainings, meetings, we're getting maybe a couple of hundred people. And more people are saying it's great to be part of something. People like to be part of something. They don't like it's not nice being on your own.
Absolutely.
So what would your advice be to make that journey work and be successful?
I think it's all about planning and preparation and purpose. So set yourself a goal. set how much money you want to earn on a monthly basis, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 grand a month, whatever it is, and work backwards. So I've always, again, done that in my companies. I think go on to feed your mind, learn from your peers, team up, and quite rightly, Brian, in this current climate, there's a lot of loneliness, there's a lot of heartache, people are losing their jobs. But team up with somebody that is better than you, and that's what I've done. Hence why I talked to you, I talked to Bhaskar, I talked to Richard, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think just don't stop, just beast it. I have a 90-day mentality, which is for 90 days, just beast it. Don't sleep, don't eat, don't do anything, don't have a shower. Just beast it for 90 days, and you'll be a smelly bugger, but that's fine. But you'll be a rich smelly bugger. And I've always said there's no such thing as a rich ugly man, right? But I think, but I think if you have the goal, the purpose, and the why you're doing what you're doing, then you will all be successful. Whether it's MLM or running your own corner shop or your business empire, you've got to be goal driven, and you've got to have that purpose, the outcome. Focus on the outcome, not the process. That's really important, because the process will take care of itself. It's the outcome people worry about. So I look at it a bit like, going from London to Manchester. You take a road, an M1 or the M40, but you might take a U-turn, end up in Derby somewhere, i.e. you have a bad day. But guess what? Focus on the goal. This bit here will take care of itself, and you will get criticized. You will get all the no's. But do you know what? The only way you learn as a human being is through your failures. And it's really good to fail. It's really good to get the knockbacks. But because why? We're not here forever. I mean, you can either stack shelves, which is fine. I have no issue with that. But I didn't want to stack shelves. I don't want to read the headline. I want to be the headline. And with the team around CFX, honestly, and again, I don't own it. All I'm telling the guys that are listening is, for me, it works. Do your own due diligence. Hang around people that are better than you. Get mentored. Look at our mentoring program, and just don't give up, because we're not here forever. We are all going to go. And what's there to lose? There's nothing wrong. I can't see anything that's wrong with it, other than it's different. It's different to what other people are saying. And then when there's something different, Brian, people get a bit nervous. But trust me, jump. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, that's it, because if it's outside the norm, it's this caution. I mean, for me, one of the biggest lessons, and I think, it is a privilege here, having the opportunity to do this call and interview with you. To me, the biggest lesson, the fact that we're sitting here doing this today, most people would never even dream of talking to a billionaire about a network marketing business. Because let me tell you, it's the most noble profession in the world. And there's more millionaires created through network marketing than any other business on the planet, and including the music industry, Hollywood, NFL combined. And people don't realize that. And, and I think one of this business is definitely disrupting the industry because of the model we have and the whole ethos of Wasker's business model. But, the big lesson for me, again, talk to everybody. Nobody deserves the right to make someone else's decision, Jojar.
Absolutely.
And you're the epitome of that to the example you're giving us,
Absolutely. When I spoke to Bhaskar, I had this sort of preconceived idea of what a MLM guy would look like, and totally opened my eyes. Totally, he has the same goal and vision, and wants to help people as much as he can. There's a lot of resistance out there potentially, but just jump out of the plane and we'll help you build the parachute before you land. It's fine. You might have a little broken arm or a twisted finger, but it's fine. But it's fine. You will learn from it. And the main thing is learn, earn, and then return, which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, earn as you learn, which is fantastic. Well, listen, Jojar, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
I think really appreciate you taking the time out, and I'm sure everybody
Thank you, everybody listening. Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll enjoy this, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm sure you'll be doing some work later anyway.
Absolutely, 100%.